Got a famous one in Rome, Cardinal Ouellett, who was in Quebec for many years. I'm the rector here, and I'm happy to see that you wanted the history of the Cape. I said, I'll give it to the group. You deserve to know the blessing of this place, the graces of this place. When you come on pilgrimage, it's a place where we should pray for special intentions. I will give you the history of the shrine, but I think as you will pray the rosary after this, you'll have 3 special intentions to pray for, okay? I know you bring many intentions, but you have 3 more. Oh, mamma mia, there's a big wave coming. Better wait. I better wait. Here they all come. Many blessings we receive for ourselves, for all those we pray for our parishes also we pray for. I was asking you which parish you're coming from because it's important. This parish was in the good hands of Our Lady. You'll know the history of this parish here that became our national shrine. And you know that Our Lady can help a parish in many ways. So you pray for your parishes, okay? So the history begins with the Jesuits. Who's the famous Jesuit right now in this world?
Holy Father.
The Pope.
Oh, but is
The
he not
Pope.
Franciscan?
He is Jesuit.
Oh,
They are the founders of this place. 1651. They arrived here to evangelize the Indians of the area, to establish also a mission, and to begin here the parish. 1651, long time ago, eh? Now, when you leave the Madonna Hotel and you go to the gardens, to the shrine, there's a white house there, old house. This is the Jesuit house. Yes, it was built on the land of the Jesuits, and for years we call this La Maison des Jésuites, le Manoir des Jésuites, the house of the Jesuits. It's now a museum, finally. The city transformed that into a museum, telling us about the history of that house, oldest house of the area. 1651, they arrive here. And they start to, why did they call this place Cape? Cape de la Madeleine, because they received this land here, huge land, huge territory. They divided that into other lands for the French arriving, okay? They received that land from a priest in France who bought this land, and he'd never been here, 1651. But he bought this seigneurie, that's the way we used to call that. And he had a parish dedicated to Saint Magdalene. That's why we'll call this land Cap of Saint Madeleine. Cap de la Madeleine. That's easy to say in French. Try that. Cap de la Madeleine.
Cap de la Madeleine.
You're good. Wow. I'm going to teach you a few more words in French. Founders of Cap de la Madeleine. And then they left to continue to evangelize. You know, they went up to Midland, where you come from. And they went to Mauriceville, other areas in USA. Then the famous story begins with a priest that will arrive here to build the church. The Jesuit didn't have time to build the church. So he was sent by Bishop Laval. I hope you heard about Bishop Laval. Canonized last year. Yes, our new Canadian saint. 2 were canonized last year. Monseigneur François Montmorency de Laval. I won't ask you to repeat that, but that's his full name. And Marie de l'Incarnation. The 2 of them were canonized. Well, Monseigneur de Laval, Bishop Laval, is the first one who ordained the first priests in Canada. Long time ago again. And one of the first priests ordained, Canadian priest, okay, here in Canada, was sent here to build this church in 1694. He was a very, very Marian priest. Before building the church, what he did, he ordered the people to pray the rosary every day. So he wrote to Rome and asked the Dominicans that his people could join this famous Brotherhood of the Holy Rosary all over the world. People praying every day the rosary. So we have that document, 1694, Brotherhood of the Holy Rosary, that was sent to Father Vachon. Then Father Vachon built the church, the oldest church kept in its integrity in Canada. You see it right here. You saw it last night. You finished the procession there last night. And this is the oldest church, 1714. Wow. It's more than 300 years old now, huh? So he built the church, and he made sure there would be an altar dedicated to the Queen of the Holy Rosary. On the side was the altar. It's still there. You have the painting of 1721 there. So he was a very, very Marian priest. They prayed every day in the new church, the rosary, for all their needs. They had a great devotion to Our Lady. Then Father Vachon died, and he's buried underneath the altar. There are a few priests there. So Father Vachon died. Now comes the sad part of the history before the miracles. I'll tell you about 3 miracles. But first, do you believe in miracles?
Yes.
You better, because I'm going to go.
Were they Indians or were they people from abroad that were
French.
there?
French colony.
From French colony. Okay.
And this is it. So 3 miracles. You ready for that? Good. The sad part of the history. Father died. He's buried underneath the altar. And then they never sent a resident priest for more than 100 years. Sad, huh? No priest sent because why? It's a cape. It's a cape de la Madeleine. There's water. St. Lawrence River, 3 rivers, lots of water all around the cape. Here, you don't see it because you're on it. But there's lots of water. It's very cold and humid in the winter. Nobody wanted to live here. It was not growing. It stayed a very humble little village. So they didn't send a resident priest. There's 2 words when it's cold in French. Please repeat after me. Froid.
Froid.
That's cold. But when it's very cold, there's another word. We say fret.
Fret.
Ah, you know what it means, eh? Fret. Means you're freezing, you're shaking. Blah, blah, blah. Come here in January. You'll see there's no mosquito at all. It's fret. The mosquitoes were all for you last night. So this is it. It was too cold, so no priests were sent. People that stayed around here suffered of that. They were abandoned all these years. They also abandoned the church. After all these years, finally it will develop a little bit more. They will send Father Desilet. Here is the guy. Father Desilet. Poor priest, poor guy. He didn't know what to do with the situation. You know, the parish was abandoned. Those people were abandoned all these years. Ringing the bell on Sundays, 7, 8 people only were coming to Mass. And he was sad and discouraged. So, you know, God can speak to us through mysterious ways, and he does. God spoke to Father in a very mysterious way one day. He rang the bell. Ding dong, ding dong. Nobody came at all. And so Father was very sad that evening. But God spoke to Father in a funny way also. A pig. There were farms all around here. Huh? A pig came in the church. Must have been a Catholic pig, we'll never know. The pig was chewing on a rosary. So that was a shock for Father. How sad it is, my people have abandoned devotion to Our Lady, also abandoned the faith. They don't come to celebrate Jesus in the Eucharist every Sunday, the greatest gift of all. They have abandoned devotion to Our Lady that was here. And then Father, meditating upon what he saw, he understood what God was calling him to do. He consecrated himself to Our Lady, and he remembered there was a brotherhood here of the Holy Rosary. So he said, with a few people, we'll start to pray the Rosary. And Our Lady will help my people to come back to the church. Mary, Mother of the Church, Mother of all believers, will help my people here. They need a renewal of faith. It's an emergency. So they started to pray the Rosary, just a few people, asking Our Lady for her help. And this is what happened. That's the first miracle. Rapidly, Our Lady filled the whole church. And Father knew it was not his work. Father knew it was Mary who helped his people to come back, who helped for a renewal of faith in this area. They filled the little church. That's the first beautiful miracle. Here you are today at the shrine of Our Lady. Pray for a renewal of your own faith. That's why you make a pilgrimage. It's the grace of this place. That's the great help you can ask always to Mother Mary. But pray for those in your families who would need that help right now. I know you can think about some people. So pray for them. Pray for those in your parishes that should be there every Sunday. I was in a parish in Montreal a few years, and at Christmas, how many people we get? And I used to say to those people, Merry Christmas and see you next year. And they got the message. Father said that? Yes, Father said that. I know who's here tonight. So pray for those who should be there every Sunday. Should develop the gift of faith. They are baptized. And it is a problem in Quebec. We're selling churches. We have a serious problem with the faith. We need a renewal of faith. So pray for those from your parishes, your neighborhood, your friends also, that need the help of Our Lady. And you'll see, she will help for a renewal of our faith. Pope John Paul II, that's what he said, in all the Marian shrines of this world, you experience this renewal of your faith with the help of Mary, Mother of the Church, Mother of believers. That's the first miracle. Now, Father had a problem. The church was packed on Sunday. He's happy, but there's too many people coming. And the church is old and too small. This church is getting too small for his needs. He needs a bigger one. He needs a new church, a larger one. So the problem was that they could not find stones on this side of the river. It's all sand left by the St. Lawrence River. The stones, we could find them on the other side of the large river. So he said, okay, we'll prepare the stones. Winter will come. It's freezing all over. When it will be all frozen, we'll go get the stones for the construction of our new parish church. It was a mild winter, 1879. No ice formed at all on the river. Poor Father. Father said, what are we going to do now? We need to start the construction of our new church. And here's the new church that he had a dream to build. He said, okay, we'll ask the help of Our Lady again. We'll pray the rosary and ask for her help in intercession. Mother Mary, help us. We need your help again. We need to go get the stones to bring them on this side to build our new church. Help this parish. We need your help. They prayed all January, all February, no ice. Then came March. There was still no ice. That's not normal. Here it's cold. I told you it's also fret. That's not normal at all. So Father, sometimes that's the way we pray. Give me this and I'll give you that. Da-da-dee, da-da-da. Huh? Hey. That's sometimes we bargain. So Father made a promise in front of all his parishioners. Mother Mary, if we obtain a solid bridge of ice on the river before the end of the winter, now we're March 15. It's almost the end. He had a great trust in Our Lady. He was very Marian. We will keep the old church. They were supposed to demolish the old one. We'll make a shrine of it and we'll dedicate it to you. If we obtain, with your intercession, the bridge of ice. After he made that promise, the parishioners saw the formation of an ice jam on the river here. And it formed a solid bridge. And from March 19 to March 25th, they were able to go on the other side and come back on this side with the heavy horses, the big stones and everything. Isn't that amazing? March 19, Feast of? March 25th, Feast of? Annunciation. You're good. So that's why you have in memory of that bridge. We call that bridge the Rosary Bridge, obtained with the Rosary, with the help of Our Lady. If you look in the gardens this morning, you'll see the bridge. On one side, put the big rosaries on it in memory of that miracle. On one side, you'll see St. Joseph, March 19. On the other side, you'll see the statue of Our Lady, March 25th. It's a beautiful sign. A miracle is a sign. It's telling us who is Our Lady for us. She's our bridge between us and the Lord. She intercedes for us right now to the Lord for all our needs, our physical needs, material needs, spiritual needs. Trust in your mother, okay? She's our bridge. That was a beautiful sign that Our Lady wanted the shrine also. We made a promise. We kept our promise. So the anniversary is Monday, tomorrow, anniversary of the dedication. We consecrated the old church. We built a new one that you don't see anymore because it was demolished for the beautiful basilica where we had our Mass last night, the basilica that was built from 1957 to 1964. 50 years ago, it was opened. So this is it. They consecrated the old one, June 22nd, 1888. They took the statue of Our Lady, beautiful statue that was on the side. Where's the altar of the Holy Rosary? A statue made in 1854, dogma of the Immaculate Conception, made in Montreal by an Italian artist. It was given to the parish. So that day, June 22nd, 1888, they put the statue on the main altar because it became the shrine of Our Lady, Queen of the Holy Rosary. That evening, 3 witnesses saw the miracle. Here they are. Here's the parish priest, Father Désiré. Here's the famous priest, Father Frederick. who's now beatified, Blessed Father Frederick, and a parishioner. The three of them saw the miracle you see up here. A lady that opened her eyes.